Good morning, everyone. Welcome to American Scousers Morning Coffee or Tea with American Scouser on a Wednesday morning. Back to being the greatest dads. And number two, I actually contacted number two to see if he would be able to hop on, but number two is on a work phone call. Well, work call, I should say. Not, I don't think they're phone calls anymore. But John is here as always on a Wednesday. What's happening?
Jacordo's out there being a Texan. We talked about it last week. How long does it have? How long does it take before you're an actual member of said community? I think Gordo's been there long enough. How long has it been? Like almost 6 months, right? Like
6 months or something like that. He's still a newbie. You know what's worse, Jersey going to Texas from California or Gordo going to Texas from Illinois?
Sir Z. I don't know. I can picture Sir Z wearing a cowboy hat. I mean, no one's gonna mess with Sir Z. He's a big dude. So, like the thing is, if you see Sir Z wearing a cowboy hat and appropriating the Texan identity, you're not gonna come up to him and say you can't do that shit because he's a big guy.
Yes, exactly. Not to
not
mention
gonna
in
say-
Texas, I don't know if you want to go up and say that to anybody because they're probably going to be armed.
Right, they're probably
So
gonna be
that's
armed.
Probably risky. But
Right, they're probably
um,
gonna be armed.
Tony says he's wondering if you have the hips for dancing.
No. What a strange question, Tony.
I know, right? Right off the bat. But
Yeah.
Cersei's here. Tony is here, obviously, wondering about your hips. But yeah, game match day. This is pretty much going to serve as our match day preview as well. And then obviously for post match, you'll be on tomorrow with Audrey. So we'll be able to talk about the game and hopefully we'll be talking about a win and stuff. So what is your general feeling? It's like Champions League is back. I don't know. To me, it doesn't feel as big of a.
It's
I think I'm
No.
scarred from last year. It doesn't feel as like, oh, we have to win this kind of a deal.
The thing is, it's Champions League. Like you feel like it's prestige. It's at Anfield as well, right? So Champions
Mhm.
League night. First game, and it's always a big occasion when we open the Champions League, especially at Anfield. But considering who our opponent is, just how it's gonna go, right?
Yeah.
And it's just really funny because it just hit me this morning that Sunday was a great preview as to how this game was gonna go. It's a
You think
good.
so?
Yeah, I think it's gonna. I saw this piece of news this morning. I just failed to send it. I think Alvarez isn't gonna play.
No, he's
So-
not. No.
he's not gonna play. So arguably their best attacker. I mean, even to be fair, even if Alvarez was playing, you know how Diego Simeone is gonna line up away to a big opponent who plays positive football in a Champions League night. He's not ashamed to do any of that. I don't know. To answer your
I
question,
don't think it will
yes.
be as bad as Burnley, though. Like, I hope
You
to God
think-
not, man. I can't do another one of those.
I mean,
games.
look at you taking the glass half full and me just preparing for the worst.
I know you are preparing for the first.
Yeah.
I just don't see. I just don't see anybody really like anybody playing like that defensively. I just don't. I mean, they will
Listen.
not play an open game. I
Right.
definitely agree with you there, but I don't think they will because they have more quality to be able to like counter and stuff like that, and they will try to possess the ball. I think the biggest difference is it's one thing to play defensive and kind of like sit back. But what they were doing is also not even like when they had the ball trying to do anything with it. I mean, if
You
you
mean Burnley?
complete 80 passes in one game, yeah, Burnley game, like they completed 81 passes. So
It-
they're
it
not even
could
trying
be-
to build play. They didn't want to lose the ball up top, on the press or something like that. So
Mhm.
I just don't see Atletico constantly booting the ball. So like Van Dijk can bring it down and then we kind of go at them again.
Is it-
They'll be more physical. Yes, doucheball. I mean, really,
I was about to ask, man, how much do you think is Burnley's just being like really negative, or just our shape being so good that we could snuff out anything? Because I think Slot made a point that he's made an emphasis to try and shape us better off the ball, especially since against Palace, against Bournemouth to start the year, we were and Newcastle, we were so vulnerable on the counter. Maybe this could be him sort of working out that off the ball structure when we lose it. That we
I see what you mean.
Yeah, that we don't get beat.
I don't think so, man. I honestly, as much as I would love to give that the credit, I almost feel it's more about like the play of the center backs. Like when you look at Van Dijk and Konate being able to bring everything down, I feel like that's more was the difference that day, because they were constantly doing a long ball and they're hoping, they win a header, or the clearance from like Van Dijk or Konate is not proper, so it lands on a winger and he makes a run. They did get like one or two of those half opportunities in the first half, and that totally went away afterwards as well. But I think that's more it. I just don't think Atletico Madrid will play.
Oh, definitely.
It will make Burnley look like
I mean, like
look like they're playing an open game.
Right. It's this is obviously, I'm just to clarify, it's disingenuous for me to compare like Burnley and Atletico, because one is a Champions League caliber club who's won the league, but then at the same time, it's their manager isn't known for he everything is like a means to an end. He'll do whatever it takes to get.
Yes, and like I say, I don't blame and I don't blame Burnley in that sense too. Like Shorzy says, he doesn't blame. I do blame it's a matter of time when you do that, and they almost made it, but I don't blame them. But I don't feel bad for them at all.
Oh yeah,
and I do not give them any freaking credit.
Absolutely,
that people were giving them. Like,
absolutely,
so courageous, blah blah blah. Like, you're just not doing shit. It's the same shit. If I've been saying this all week. If it's the same way you and I are gonna play against Liverpool, if we make it out there, 11 of us grab Serzi. Serzi can play probably center back or something like that. Grab Ryan, Allen. We go out there. We would play the same way. I would expect Burnley to have a bit more capacity to play than us if they're playing like that. I just don't see Atletico Madrid. I don't think Simeone will do whatever it takes, but I don't think he could live with himself. In that
I know you've talked about it to death, man, but any concern that we took that long to break that low block for you?
I just didn't like how we were going at it. And I don't know if we will learn from that. I just don't understand this. I know we want to kind of attack through the middle because you have Wirtz in there, Ekitike, and you have Gravenberg. Maybe Szoboszlai being in midfield earlier would have helped that. If we had actually original right back starting, because second half was better. I just don't understand our persistence in attacking through the middle. I wish we would have played one faster and two, get it out to the wings a lot more.
Right side got so much better when Bradley came on, by the way.
Yeah.
Salah actually looked Salah actually looked like he knows how to play football. Right?
Yeah, because then he gets that, the regular overlap and stuff like that. Szoboszlai has done excellent over there. The problem is now you miss him out of midfield. And that's where, you do need him. It was interesting, by the way, yesterday's pre-match press conference with Slots, he was didn't want to give anything away from is Isak gonna play? He even said if he plays tomorrow, Szoboszlai, we would like to have him in midfield and stuff like that. Right. So he didn't want to give anything away for the starting 11 we're going to see later today. What do you expect to see?
I'd like to see Szoboszlai play in midfield. I would say, along maybe with Van Dijk, probably our player of the season to start this very early season, in terms of how we've put him in a role where he's not familiar with. He's done a 9.5 out of 10, I would say. Away to Newcastle, he played right back there. Arsenal, of course, and then the game against Burnley. I'd like to see him more in his natural position. Obviously, I think Robertson was pretty good coming in.
Yeah.
For Kirkes, it's funny because the people were commenting on the short that I made where I'd like to see Robertson for Atletico. Yeah, he came in a bit earlier than we thought because Kirkes was being Kirkes. So I guess this means that we're getting Kirkes tonight, right?
I don't know. I almost feel like they're probably at the same level right now. So
I actually think
he wants to do the 60-30, who he wants to go against Everton.
Oh, I would go Robbo all day long based on the reason that I mentioned on my short. But then knowing Slot, he can go Kirkes.
Here's the problem with that. You have two games back to back that are going to be very physical. The Derby game, the Everton game is going to be very physical as well. Cameron says Isak will unlock that low block as he won't keep coming to the left. Yeah, it can't hurt, right? I just don't know. The problem I saw was, like I say, us moving the ball so slow and not getting wide enough. Gakpo trying to keep cutting in, not enough of an overlap. Even when we did the overlap, It was more like from the inside, not out wide and stuff like that. So I don't know. Teams will play like this against us. So, but nobody will play like I think we were talking about on Monday. I mean, you look at the standings, you look at the teams. I can't think of another team that will play this defensive. By the way,
you mean Burnley?
Jermaine says, "Magandang umaga."
Magandang umaga. That means good morning.
I mean, good morning. Okay, I was like, I don't know, like you said it, like we all know, but I had no idea. I just read it. I didn't know what the hell.
Yeah, you know how it is. Like sometimes when you just know a language, you assume everyone knows it too. You know how it is. But it's funny. This comment from Sir Z: bring back Simicas and send out helmet head Kirkes. I don't think you want to talk like that in front of Timucin, Sir Z.
No, you do not. You do not. Definitely not. I don't know. Yes, I mean I agree with Cameron. By the way, he was good against Arsenal.
Oh
Angel
yeah,
saying the same thing. Like she's the only new transfer she doesn't like. But I really still think he's just trying too hard, and he just needs time to like settle in. The good thing is, his deputy is Robertson, but you can't have Robertson play 90 minutes over and over and over again. So that's why it's interesting for him to decide who he would rather have. And I don't even know, like, this is my way of thinking. I don't know if this is his way of thinking. Like, in terms of, like, is he looking at the Everton game and saying, here's what I want on the Everton game, so this is who's going to start against Atletico Madrid? Mm-hmm. Or is he saying, this is what I want against Atletico Madrid, I guess the other guy is going to start against Everton? Because I would rather do Everton game first.
Yes.
Because your Champions League schedule only gets easier. It's just, I don't know. I'm not so hot about this whole Champions League thing this year, as maybe because of like how last year went and stuff like that. It would be nice to get the win and 3 points at home, obviously. But I don't know. It just feels like meh, whatever. If it's a draw, I'm not going to be like, God damn it. I would be, God damn it, this weekend.
Like you'd be saying, God damn it, if it was the old format, where it was in the groups and it was just like 6 games. Like you'd be pissed.
Yeah.
But now I feel like you can get away. You could get away with straight up 2 losses, and then come up with a reasonable matchup. Come knockout stage. It's just how it is. So
I mean, already yesterday there's like weird games. Juventus Dortmund. That was some freaking crazy game. I'm gonna start watching Juventus games because their Inter match from the weekend was crazy as well. And I'm telling you, Kenan Yildiz, if we're gonna fork out money for a left winger next year, he might be the guy. That Turkish kid, he's like 20 now, I think, is freaking unreal, man. He was
a left wing. Nice. It's funny because we only have one true left winger on the team. I
don't think the thing is Rio is probably your future, which we should talk about Rio next. But JB Tala says Slada's currently lucky the team are not getting. He's thinking to the team if he moves to midfield. Oh, Soboslai probably. He doesn't know what to do with
I don't think Mac is in why he's not 100% the McAllister of old in terms physically. It shows. Like he's a little slower to the ball. The touches are getting away from him. I feel like he has to be bedded in to the side, like with Soboslai taking his position like temporarily, or rather, he'll have to win it back from Sobo.
Yeah, Slot talked about, Mac's situation being similar, not the same, obviously, to like Isak, where like now when you don't get the proper preseason, it's going to take time to get that, like fitness level up and stuff. But looks like, he made a point of saying, I think it was in the post-match press conference, that by taking it at halftime, that enables him to play 45 to 60 today, 45 to 60 again against like Everton. So I do think, in terms of what JB is saying, honestly, it's not Mac that we're trying to figure out what to do with. I think it's Wirtz we're trying to figure out what to do with and how to exactly like use him. Because I don't think anybody has a problem with last year's midfields playing right now as a 3, but we don't want to waste and not use Wirtz. So if anything, I would think that would be someone that we're trying to bet in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I get the concern with Wirtz, by the way. Like, I know I'm not panicking, mind you, but then at the same time, I think posted a short from the Monday show last week that Matsush was saying there's still $115 million signing. Rather,
Yes.
he has to find a way to get going, whether that's not really playing well but still registering a goal or assist, or playing well but not registering a goal or assist. And right now he's not necessarily doing either. Like we talked about it a few weeks ago, where I said that he looked good off the ball, and he still does look good off the ball when Slot is setting up that press. But that's not why we bought him. Right? That's not why
Yeah,
we bought him. Yeah. So
I don't know
he's
though. Like the problem is, like all these games, but what game suits him? I wonder if Champions League does. So we'll definitely see that tonight. But I mean,
right.
against Burnley, or will Isak's presence and his playing style be more useful and helpful to him in terms of getting those assists and stuff like that? And I honestly don't care as much. I mean, even him in the second half, especially of what he did against Burnley,
Right.
including getting that second yellow for the red and stuff like that, is I think good enough for me, even though it doesn't result to like an immediate assist or goal like you're saying. It goes back to the other one where he's playing well. So he's a guy that people have to watch for. So you will have to have, like defensive awareness, knowing where he is. Well, as a defender, when you have multiple guys like that, it makes it a lot trickier. Like there are certain guys, like before it was like Mo, and it still is Mo, right? Like where is Mo? Who's on him?
Yeah.
Like don't let him do this, don't let him cut in, whatever it might be. Well, when you have like 3-4 guys like that, that makes it a lot more difficult to defend. Cameron says we've never had a proper 10. Yes. See, I like that because I have been seeing this dude running around all over the freaking place, trying to get open and receive the ball, like wanting the ball. And literally every time, like by the time we look at him, the gap closes, or by the time, like it's a matter of like people not being used to playing with him, or like Cameron is saying, is it because we're just not used to playing with a guy like that? Usually if somebody wants the ball, they come back to midfield, right? Like Mac will come grab the ball, or like Gravenberg or whatever, like it will get in between the center backs.
Yeah. It's a lot of like getting used to. I mean, he's getting used to playing with Salah as well. Like we're getting used to playing with him. He's getting used to playing with Ekitike and Gakpo and all that. So I'm not particularly worried, but then at the same time, you don't know what his state of mind is, because you know how sometimes the price tag can come into a player's mentality. I mean, I felt like Nunez when he came in, the whole Haaland comparisons, and he was like at the time like one of our record signings, played a massive part. I mean, he didn't help. Like I stand with this take that him scoring in the Community Shield and then Haaland, flopping in that game, set up that needless conversation and put too much pressure on him, where he eventually snapped and then just headbutted that player from Crystal Palace when he played them to start that season. Like it doesn't help matters any. Granted, I'd say Wirtz is definitely more composed, definitely a smarter player, and he's been there, done that. He's won leagues in a league where only one team wins.
Yes.
Right. So he's been there, right? But yeah, flip side, he's got to get going soon. That's my only worry. He's got to get going soon, right?
Yeah, like I say, worry is strong, right? It's just more like, I'm just going to keep being patient. I don't think it's going to be a flop in the sense, right? It just needs like time. Even when we had Keita, for example, that ended up being more of a flop due to injuries. It wasn't like what his play was.
Yeah.
And it took some time again to kind of develop. And he was more of a, like he probably fit the system a lot better, I think, than Wirtz does. I mean, I go back to what Cameron is saying. It's a matter of like trying to be able to get in. Don't lose a game. I mean, we'll try, man. We're gonna do our best for you, Kevin. But man, everybody's googling stuff this morning. Google.
Who knows, man?
Maybe search in Google this morning is like, what is?
Who knows, man? Maybe they remember what's good morning in Filipino, because these guys are regulars in our show. Maybe they remember. Right?
Dude, I don't even remember. Did we use this thing before?
What do you mean?
Did this come up in a morning show before?
Oh yeah,
Gomaga? Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I remember. You're getting old, man.
Dude, I am getting old. Don't worry. I mean, dude, my body right now, like with this refereeing thing, yeah, it is. I dropped a couple of games this weekend because I was like, this body needs like 4 or 5 days of nothing. to be able to recover, because I had game yesterday, I have another one today, and I have another one tomorrow. And it's full fields, you're solo, so you could do a jackass referee move that I used to hate as a parent, where you just like inside the circle, like reffing from inside the circle. Or if you can try to do it properly, like I am, and be hurting. Yeah, like calf is semi-pulled, bone spur. Yeah, falling apart over here. Adam says not worried about there. It's only 4 games, and yeah, we forget that. Is it because these 4 games were so like exhausting in the sense that
Yeah, I would say so.
like it feels like it's been like 10 weeks, even though
Yeah.
it's only 4 matches.
When Mo buried that penalty, it felt like I was in the middle of a February game or something where we just needed the points. We just needed to get through it. And then I looked at the calendar. Oh shit! It's still September, right? Like, it's just wow. You know what's funny? I think if you're gonna compare this Burnley game, I'm gonna compare it to a game from the year we won the league. I don't know if you remember, first time we visited Sheffield when they were under Chris Wilder. They played a really defensive style, and we won through Dean Henderson spilling the ball in. We won 0-1 then, and that was very unconvincing. But at the end of the day, it was still 3 points that we took on our way to winning the league. I feel like this is it. This is the exact game where, yeah, it's a relegation team that just got promoted, but then at the same time they gave it their, basically 150%. Nothing was going on our end offensively, but we still managed to find a way. And
Yeah,
I think come April, these 3 points, they're going to be massive. Could be even bigger than the points we won against Newcastle or Arsenal, I would say.
yeah, there's a lot of negativity out there, just waiting for something to happen and say, see, it was bound to happen, kind of a thing. But yeah, you're winning while you're trying to figure things out, especially with now Isak coming in and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like this batch right here before the next international break will be important. Just got to stay healthy. And that's why, like, more than the Champions League, got to just keep racking up the other 3 points. Because like this weekend, for example, big games, Arsenal taking on City, us with Everton, and then United's Chelsea is going away to United and stuff. So there's like some big games this weekend. And I think, I was worried when we were starting the season that we would fall behind slightly in the early on, because I looked at the fixtures away to Newcastle and stuff like that. And I was like, hey, the team is not going to be gelled yet. We might lose some points, so we might be in the chasing position. For us to be already leading, and I know it's like one Szoboszlai wonder kick and stuff, but it is what it is, whatever it is. I mean, I was telling Edip yesterday on the Rival Bros, it freaking counted, didn't it? So even if it's one shot, half a shot, it's 3 points. So either way, I do wear the cap, by the way, but not for the reason I wear the cap is I got freaking fried in spring. And I did not even realize it, but I was out there, I think maybe for like 2 games. No, it wasn't. It wasn't even like, it was like a middle school game again. So it's basically like, you're out there for like almost like 2 hours. And I came home and she was like, whoa, you're fried, like my entire face. Not to mention, it kind of blocks the sun when you're trying to like look and stuff like that. So the cap is in full effect over there. I have like an all black cap. Sheffield United, yes, Chris Wilder will be one of those guys that keeps coming back and back and back. So
I was about to say before we move on, like, we've been on the receiving end of the other side of the fine margins far too long under Klopp.
Yeah.
So we could use being on the other side, the good side of the coin.
Yeah, I mean, we still got a lot of like late winners and stuff like that, but and you can argue that that's what started like the culture where you keep going on and on and on, and there is like that sense of it's just gonna happen. We just gotta keep going. There is no panic, and that's a sign of a mature team. I know it drives us nuts when it's like the 91st minutes and we're still kind of building play like it's the 24th, but I mean there's a certain professionalism and control to that you got to also respect and say, like, they know what they're doing. They're sticking to the plan. We don't start suddenly like loading the ball into the box and stuff like that, getting like all desperate, making like needless crosses and stuff like that. So 2 clean sheets last 2 games as well. So that's another, I don't know. There are a lot of pluses, John. But you can, if you want, you can find pluses. If you want, you can find negatives right now. Even I am finding pluses, so I don't understand what the hell people's problem
No,
is.
I've been finding pluses since the first game, since the Community Shield. I've been trying to find pluses because, like, naturally, it's just me. I'm a glass half full kind of guy, and my only like negative from the first few games before the Arsenal game, before the Burnley game, was that we looked a little suspect defensively. I think we've sort of cleaned that up a little bit. Arsenal, they barely got anything going. Like, it was just
Yep.
a sniff. Burnley didn't get anything going at all, and we're not even saying that as hyperbole. They didn't get anything going, like nothing. So
Yep.
if we clean that up, I feel like the attacking problems, Wirtz and stuff, the players who are struggling to adjust, it'll take care of itself, because these players are just too good to just not really to not get on.
Yeah, right. But I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. Can you always go by that? That's the thing. I mean, if you want it to be negative and not be I mean, nothing is guaranteed.
I mean, yeah, if you
but
want
you're
to be
right.
negative,
There's so
yeah.
much quality that
Yeah.
it's gotta click, or it's a lot of like trust and slot in terms of like finding the right combination. The tricky part about now is if you were playing like once a week, Manchester United style, like once a week, you can try to say, okay, like this, he's putting his starting 11 together. This is a starting 11. With all these games every 3 days, it's a lot of rotation. And just listening to him, it's almost feels a lot more about it's like they're doing a math problem. So they're trying to figure out the lineup, but then, the medical team comes over and says, okay, here's a list of, like this guy has this many minutes, this guy has this many minutes. If you use 20 here, you can only use 40 there, whatever the case might be. So I think they're trying to kind of juggle all that at the same time, it feels like. So not all decisions are tactical. I think some of them are made by necessity, like medical decisions, even if it's just controlling minutes.
No, yeah, for sure. It's more now of, I think. I mean, it's tough to say it's not about the points, right? Because it's always about the points.
Yeah.
But at the side, like, almost equal priority to the points is this team getting used to each other. Because, like, if number 2, which is getting used to each other, is accomplished, number 1, which is getting the points, gets done.
Yeah,
for sure. So, especially, like I said, with how good these guys are, and I'm gonna go back to a comment I made last week when we had Mark on here. People were worried about how Ekitike and Isak would gel. My thing is, yeah, I get the concerns, I get the reasons, I get the tactical, the tactical layout as to why sometimes it doesn't make sense. But then at the same time, my glass half full sort of mentality is like, yeah, I trust Slot to figure it out.
Yes,
he'll find a way. Like, he's that kind of coach. So we'll see. And for the glass half empty guys, for, like, all due respect, I respect why you're concerned. It makes sense, but it's 4 out of 4, man. 12 points out of 12.
Yeah.
12 points out of 12.
The only one with 4 out of 4. That's another thing. That's another big thing. But so if we win today, Ryan, and especially if Wirtz plays good today, you're gonna have to make that your match day shirt, not to wash it. Do all the regular things that we expect for you to do at the end of the day. Slot will start Kerkez or Robo. So, like I say, this is a 60-30 situation, I think, right? Either way, or 70-20. Whoever, if Robo starts today, I don't think Robertson is going 90 minutes. So Kerkez is coming towards the end. And whoever doesn't start,
let me ask you,
I
though,
think starts the weekend.
Let me ask you, though, in terms of that, who would you be more comfortable? Let's say it's a slim 1-0 lead. Who do you feel more? I mean, I think I know the answer here, but obviously you'd feel a lot more comfortable with Robertson closing out the game than you would Kirkez at that left back at this point, right?
Probably.
Right? Like, it's a, at the same time, I kind of want, like, playing devil's advocate, which I know is your job. I'll try and do it now. I'm not really good at it, but at the same time, I do want Kirkez to get used to those situations more. Right? Like, to throw him in the fire, so to speak.
Seeing Kirkez I guess here's the question. Who is better at getting inside your head? And I think because both games are at Anfield,
Robertson.
I think you start Robertson today. But he just played 60. See, normally, because, Kirkez is a bit more of a hothead. And I feel like can kind of get caught in the moments. I would say normally you start Robertson today
Hmm.
because Atletico is a lot better at the dark arts
Yeah.
than Everton is since the game is at Anfield. I
Mhm.
think if we were going away to Everton, if that was an away game this weekend, I would probably do the reverse and I would do Robertson against Everton and then do Kirkes today. Because that's my biggest concern with Kirkes is Sergi says he's missing something in his head.
I'm
I don't
just
know about that, but one, he's a young kid. So it's like some of it is just experience. And his style is a little bit like that as well. And this is
Yeah.
no different than a younger Robertson, by the way. Like people act like they forgot about Robertson. Robertson is a different guy now than he was, I know, like 5-6 years ago. So I think, just gonna give this kid a little bit more time.
Yeah, he's only 22.
Yeah, I think we all assumed, look, the guy is the, Premier League team of the year last year as the left back. So you expect him to come in and be the Premier League left back of the season and keep going from where he was. And I think that's why people are more up in arms about Kirkes than they are with like other performances. Here's another thing, by the way. Like, I think fans are a lot more easier to, I don't want to say like give up on a player, but slightly start turning on a player because he has a lower price tag than Wirtz.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like Wirtz, but we're waiting for Wirtz, right? We're gonna wait for Wirtz because we're like, oh, that's a lot of money. We don't want to like throw it away. But because like Kirkes is not as much money, even though he was quite a bit. Like people are a lot bit more like easier to say, yeah, why doesn't the other guy come in? Like nobody says, why don't you bench Wirtz? Not that I'm saying you should bench Wirtz, but I think we send a lot more patience that way because the price tag is higher than we do this way because one, he has a replacement. Yeah. So does Wirtz, by the way. But the second thing is I think his price tag is much lower. So they're like, oh, I guess it's like the dude just came here. It's been only 4 matches. He did play really well against Arsenal. And he didn't play bad against Burnley. I think Cameron was saying in the
he just dove
earlier. It was just a stupid dive. Yeah. And he only got yanked because we didn't want him to get like a red. So I don't know, like just gotta give a bit more patience. So I probably answer the question by saying probably Kirkes starts today.
Oh, you think Kirkes starts today?
I think Kirkes starts today. Just basically because Robertson played like 60 minutes.
Oh, okay. I think I mean, I would start Robertson because I feel like the occasion suits him more.
Occasion suits him more, but it's a lot of this minutes calculation deal going on. For a guy who had not played in a while, he suddenly came in and played like 60 minutes.
I guess so. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I wouldn't be opposed to any of them because I have that assurance with Robertson where that I want to have with Kirkes, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not assured with him yet, but I would like Slot to do whatever it takes for me to have that same assurance with him.
People say this, but everybody was bitching about Robertson last year.
No, not me. I thought he was.
Not you. I know, but people were bitching in general. People were like, "Oh, maybe we should not cost us and stuff." For freaking God's sakes! I mean, people were saying cost us, and now you're not happy with Kirkes.
The only thing that Costas had over Robertson at the time was his delivery from set pieces. But everything else, even I would take Robertson with one leg. Come on, guys! Like,
I mean, he serves the mean coffee to Mo, but apart from that, it's like, I don't know. I mean, look, and he'll be back, so he's only on a loan. But I wonder how he's doing. By the way, I have not even looked.
Right. I mean,
I have how he's doing in Italy. I haven't seen any Roma games. So I've seen a lot of Juventus because they are having some wild games that you can watch the highlights of and stuff like that. But I haven't seen a lot of Roma. I haven't even heard of Roma. I don't know what they're doing, so I gotta have to look. But
on the subject of Kirkes, guys, sorry to cut you off. He's 22 years old. People were saying the same thing about Gravenberch during his first season. Look where he's
here he comes.
Listen, I think I have the right to be smug about how I stood by Gravenberch when everyone and their mother in the channel wanted him. I forget who it was. Someone wanted him sold to the Championship. My God,
Z. I blame Z.
It's not Z. It's not Z. I remember Z like agreeing with me that Gravenberch is still young. We have to give him a chance. It's not Z. I remember someone saying that we should loan him to a Championship team. Like, my God, a championship team. I don't know. So I feel
Wait,
like
I don't remember this. I wonder who it was now. I wish there was a way to pull up the old chats on YouTube as well.
Exactly. Listen, I think I remember who it is. I'm just not gonna say his name.
Come on, dude. Name names. Name names.
Sparky.
That does not sound like Sparky. He hasn't been around in a while. The guy travels all over the freaking place.
Like, listen, I have no problem with
Jones is out.
Like, he's entitled to his opinion, my guy. But listen, to sell him to to loan him to a championship team.
I agree with Tony here. It's always Z, even when it isn't Z. Yes. It's probably Gally or Anan.
It's mostly me being afraid of Z just being in my doorstep. He's gonna beat me up.
I don't know if it would be Anan. I don't know if it would be Gally too. It does sound like in terms of the level of over the topness, sounds like it could be a Gally take. But I don't think he was that negative on it. Okay, so we do, because he's not in the chat right now. We're like, it's Sparky. Just blame it on him.
Hey, listen, I stood up for Gravenberg. I'm still ready to stand up for him. I got more ammo now. Like, my gun is loaded.
John is 6. Are you 6'5"?
No, fuck no, dude. I'm like 5'10".
You're not 5'10".
I'm
5'10". All of us at the podcast were like 5.
Then well, that's what the doctor said, man. I just came from my PCP.
Man, my doctor is lying. My doctor is lying to me to make me feel better, then, because you were a monster next to us. It felt like, maybe I remember wrong. It was late at night, so I don't know. I don't remember if I remember everything clearly. People see doubles. I was maybe seeing you taller than you were and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think it's the easy way to go. And once you go to, just wait till you go to Texas and what happens there.
Why is he going to Texas?
He's moving to Houston.
Holy shit! Really?
Yes. So yeah,
it should be good. I should go to Texas too.
And Alan together should be some good times over there.
You know what? Let me add. I'm gonna add Texas to the job destinations right there.
I don't know, man. Austin, I strongly recommend.
Yeah. I want to move to Austin, man. Like, with one of my destinations. I have some friends who were there, said it's really nice. People are nice.
Austin, yeah, it's nice because it's not like Texas. No offense to Texas, but I'm just saying, like, it's a very anti-Texas Texas city. It didn't feel like you were in Texas. Let's put it that way. Having said that, I have not been to like Dallas or Houston or anything like that. We were talking with Angie as making that a destination. If there was like, we were actually wanting, like, if there's an NFL game that we go away, go to the game and then, like,
watch the Niners,
a couple of days and stuff. Yeah, I don't know if I'm following that team right now around, just on TV for now, but I blame John for. Dude,
that is wild. That is wild, by the way. I was like, what?
I don't know what's more wild. The fact that the guy is a Liverpool fan, which, we talked about this before. Some people have no concept. They don't really understand Liverpool as much as they think they understand Liverpool. But the dude going to a congressional hearing, I assume he has no idea what that is. He thinks that's like a designer logo or some shit.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like he is a fan.
He's not going to go there with a 49ers tie.
Right.
Or like a Lakers tie or something like that. Like, he's not going to wear a sports tie, you would think, to a congressional hearing.
I mean, I don't know, man. Dude,
striped ones. Like,
dude's the director of the FBI. Like, I may not agree with his politics 100% of the time, but I don't think he's like 100% a dumbass. So I'm sure he probably knows, right? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I've seen a couple of quotes from him, so agree to disagree.
Granted, yeah, he's probably, he's a little, I don't know. Yeah.
Even Ted Cruz would know that's like a Liverpool logo, but I really thought it was, like I say, which is more odd, the fact that he's a Liverpool fan, perhaps, or I go by the, like, he had no idea. He took that like the polo thing, like he was like, oh, this must be a brand, and then put that on there, because I don't see him wearing another sports team tie to a congressional hearing.
Listen, I don't know. Only God knows. I don't really believe in God, but only God knows. Man. It's just really weird. I agree with Ryan there. Even if he does align with Liverpool's views and whatever, it's just weird. You're gonna wear a Liverpool tie to a congressional hearing? Like, I wouldn't wear anything Liverpool to like a friend's wedding or something, just as a sign of respect. You know what I mean? Like, I can save that for when we're watching the game, right? Or something less formal, you know, like
something, yeah, a bit more casual.
exactly. It's just weird. Like I think Sir Z pulled the Google. You know, he's a huge Liverpool fan. He said
I
he
guess,
pulled
yeah,
the
he's
Google.
had some like tweets and stuff like that in the past. Somebody was mentioning it. Yes, I mean, you're not gonna like every Liverpool fan. There's quite a few going around, so you're not gonna like every single one. But I mean, yeah, I just don't. I thought it was like really weird that not only is a Liverpool fan, but he chose to wear that to the congressional hearing was just freaking like odd to me. But yeah, there was like huge outrage. I think my timeline was full of it. People, would you wear a
So
full
so
Liverpool suit to your own wedding, John?
first
Like
of
this
all,
cute guy.
absolutely.
Where did Kieran go? Kieran is
Abs-
missing in action.
Absolutely not. But I promised my friend if ever he gets married, I am going to wear a full Batman costume to his wedding. So that's what I promised him. Just show up there unannounced, like in full Batman, like a high quality costume, mind you. Like those, yeah,
Not
yeah,
one from the Halloween store.
not the one from like Party City or something like that. Like a full on Batman
By
costume.
the way, moment of silence for Party City. Aren't they out of business?
Oh right, they are shit.
We'll do a moment of silence for.
Yeah, you said moment of silence. I went silent. You're just
Oh, I
laughing,
couldn't help
man.
but
Follow your
laugh,
own
sorry.
advice. Fucking hell, you're just laughing there. You know when they said moment of silence, like you're like one of those wankers in the crowd when there's like a moment of silence during the games who's like whistling.
Dude, it's Party City. It's in the, showing my respect by having a party.
Toys R Us as
Liverpool
well.
cufflinks. I mean, yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
undercover.
cufflinks is
Though.
fine. Yeah.
Like, that's, I have to look at your cufflinks. I couldn't tell what people have as cufflinks because I never look, for example, at people's, look at his cufflinks.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something
Like,
that. I don't know.
like those are some very. If someone goes to me and says those are very nice cufflinks, I would immediately just stop talking to that person. That is so weird. Like, what? Why are you looking at my? Why are you looking at my wrists? Like, are you trying to? Like, I don't know. It's just
I don't know. See, like, here's the weird thing. I don't understand the shoe thing either. I never look at somebody's shoes. But a lot of people
we're
do,
gonna
like,
have to diverge there. Like,
yeah,
if
I mean, a lot of
yeah,
people do
yeah,
because
yeah.
people are a lot, but I never look at like unless like they're wearing like a freaking like a red or something bright. I never look at someone's shoes, and people will say something about a shoe I wear or like whatever. Like when I was at work, and I was like, who cares? Like it's just to carry me around so I don't
Damn,
walk
man,
around barefoot.
so
Kind of a deal.
cold. Like, who cares? Like, someone's complimenting about your shoe. You're just like, I don't care. Jeez, man, I'd hate to
No,
be your
you know how
coworker.
people were like, are those like New Balance or whatever? And I was like, who does that? Like,
To
like
be
I
fair,
don't do
man,
that
like
kind of-
I'm a basketball shoe guy, so like if I dig the style, I compliment someone. I don't know, like I mean, I
think
guess you'd
that's
find
like
it
the
weird.
most
Huh?
manly complimenting thing.
I
Is that fair to say?
I would say so. Like, if I compliment the guy, obviously it's man to man, no homo, right? Like, not trying to be offensive, right? So,
But I mean, I think like people will say, I don't know, like people get more paranoid, I guess, like because there's a lot of like homophobia or whatever it is. Like it's like,
oh
it's not as
no,
manly to say, your hair is really nice or whatever. Like girls do that amongst themselves all the time. I like your hair. I like this. Blah blah blah. I think the shoe is the safe bet. I've
no, yeah, the
noticed
shoe
for
is a
dude.
safe bet, but at the same time, like, I don't mind. Like, I call my best guy friend, I call him Babe all the time as a joke. So, and I am
John
I am
is
as
a
straight as an
sneakerhead.
arrow, man. I'm straight as an arrow. So listen,
Jordan's
I
getting noticed. Yeah, I
yeah.
just never can he spot fake 11s from real 11s.
Oh, I'm not
Here's
that
how
much
much
of a
I know
sneak.
about shoes. I'm
Yeah,
assuming 11 is a shoe.
it's the Jordan 11s. It's the shoes that he wore when they went 72 wins, 10 losses. But to answer Ozan's question, no, I'm not that kind of sneakerhead where I go like, yeah, that's fake. First of all, that you sound like a massive asshole. Second, like, I'm not that engaged. I'm just not. I guess if that's your definition of a sneakerhead, then I'm not a sneakerhead where I can recognize what's fake and what's not. So,
Yeah, I was watching like there was like a YouTube channel where they just records like it's a store where people trade in shoes.
right.
and like the dude
Sorry, I just
is
saw
like
Cersei's
looking at
flow.
really weird thing, like, oh, the
Um,
stitching on the sea. This is not right. It's fake and stuff. Oh, wait, what happened there? We went and came back for a second there. I believe StreamYard. But speaking of John
Yeah.
and his, promises and everything like that, have you looked at our TikTok account lately?
No, I haven't looked at our TikTok account.
Where was it at the last time you looked? You looked like you were safe, right? Like the dance was almost months away.
I don't even know what you're talking about. But
Oh, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So right now, we were talking about this morning with the audience. I don't know if anybody went and followed, but we are at 745. Just to put it into perspective, we were actually 715 or something last night. So we're getting, yes, everybody is waiting for this 1,000 subscriber, follower TikTok. What kind of shoes will you be wearing for this dance?
Sorry, my mic went. I don't know what shoe I'm going to be wearing because I don't know what you're talking about. Be right back for 1 second. Be right back for 1 second.
Go ahead. Do your thing. Yes, he thinks he's going to get away with it, but there's no way. So let's do, obviously, the main thing is the match today. So let's do the preview for that in terms of like the lineup. What kind of a starting 11 we're expecting to see, and then what kind of a result we're trying to see. So while John gets back over here, I'll do my lineup. Man, I don't know if Bradley is playing. Does John? Not really. Does he? Not. I highly doubt that. But yeah, I don't know in terms of like Bradley. Okay, let's do a starting 11 over here.
I know, and to answer Ozan, yeah, I knew exactly what I was doing.
Yes, but
it's like you're rolling on the floor when you're injured, when you're injured, right? That was me right there.
Well, the good news is it's 7:45, and I would mark your calendar if I were you for end of this month to get that TikTok ready. Maybe we won't publish it; we'll just play it on air. How is that? Is that fair? That's fair.
Listen,
I think that's fair. That's fair because the promises were made. Promises must be kept.
I don't think promises like made with a gun to your head count, right? Like in a court of law,
they count.
No, in a court of law, like evidence that's obtained illegally isn't accepted in a court of law, right?
American Scouser, we have our own laws. We follow our own laws around here. So who starts at right back? So is he saying Bradley, or I refuse to say
Frimmy
for Frimpong. So Bradley or Frimpong, or back to Szoboszlai.
No, not Szoboszlai for me. As good as he was, I read this article. I don't know if it was from This Is Anfield or something, but the way he positions doesn't help Mo in terms of where Slot puts him. I think he inverts sometimes rather than overlaps Szoboszlai, which doesn't help Mo. So I want a continuation of how we were in that second half when Bradley came on. So Connor for me, easily. Frimpong is not fit. Like he was fit enough to come in for 3 minutes. One is the pen, but that says it all. So he's not starting. Connor for me.
Yeah, see, I go back to the minutes. Does Connor have another? Connor might have another 45, but I don't think Connor has another 60 minutes in him 3 days later.
60?
Because, I mean, you're not going to just play him for a half. He has to be able to at least get out there for 60, and then maybe you bring Frimpong in.
Maybe he does have a 60 in him.
I keep going. Who are you going on left back? And I'm assuming we're not touching the center backs until something happens.
No. We're not touching the center backs.
Who are you putting at left back? You said Robertson, right?
Yeah, going with Robbo. But then I wouldn't be opposed to Kirkes too.
Midfield.
Gravenberg, Szoboszlai.
And then Wirtz. And then Gakpo.
Salah, Gakpo. I think Isak comes in 70th or 65th for Ekitike.
I don't think we see Isak today.
Really? After Slot hyped him up like that? You don't think
really hype him up? He was like, you can see him, you might not see him. He's here with us, is what he said. I just go back
So
to
annoying.
what he said for the post match after the Burnley game, basing on that. Because if he plays today, he's definitely out the weekend. So
Really?
that's the way he made it sound. Like he's like, you're not going to get him 30 minutes today, and then 30 minutes again in 3 days is basically what he said in the post match.
Well,
Of course,
how's
that
this?
could be him basically setting up the scene too. I'm just taking the man at his word.
How's this?
That he made it sound like he'll be on the bench, but I don't think he comes in unless like we're chasing or something like that. So
Right, I was about to ask because like if we're chasing the game and we don't have Kesa, who wasn't registered for some reason, right?
Well,
like,
he wasn't registered because of the
homegrown, the homegrown.
Europe's version of like the homegrown thing. So
I
you have
see.
Rio as your attacking option, basically off the bench right now.
He has to come
He's
in.
going to be on the bench.
He has to come in if we're chasing a goal, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, I guess more goes to, or you do something else where you load up the midfields. It really depends on, I guess. It is his last birthday today. Really, I did not know that. Yeah, everybody's expecting Isak to show up. Gravenberg, Soboslai, Wirtz. I have a feeling that we are way overthinking this. Slut is going to be like, hey, do you have the game sheet from this weekend? Shoot a copy of it. Because I think we come out with the same starting 11 that we did against Burnley. No changes.
Yeah, I mean.
And then, like eventually you bring on Bradley, do the same thing you did this weekend, take out McAllister, or you bring Frimpong and stuff like that. So,
I mean, I don't know,
man. You're thinking, man.
Yeah, to be fair, you just said same team, so that's pretty straightforward, right?
Yes, exactly. I think we're overthinking it, trying to like fit people in, change it today versus the weekend and stuff like that. I think he starts the same 11.
Even McAllister, you think? Dude needs a rest, man. Like
the way he made it sound is because he was going to take him out in the 60th minute anyway, unless there's something more from that injury afterwards. Right. He made it sound like by taking him off at halftime, this lets you play him another 45-60 today, another 45-60 against Everton. Yeah. I'm just going by what, and you have no Jones, bear in mind. So Jones is out.
Yeah.
So the number of people in midfield, I think you get what you can out of McAllister, and then you push Soboslai up there, bring Bradley, and like similar to kind of what we do.
Yeah, and like the Burnley game made me realize, like, yeah, we missed Curtis a little bit there. And remember when he came in against Arsenal?
Yeah, like fresh legs in midfield, who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, fresh legs in midfield, and a guy who's just looking to be direct there once he gets the ball, just create something. Like, we missed that. So yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll get him back soon. I think Sir Z said he'll be back on Saturday. So
yeah, he might be on like the bench on Saturday. And I agree with like Barrett over here. I mean, that is the one that we need more than today. And maybe that's why I'm not too like nervous about today. Of course, ask me in 4 hours, I'll be nervous. But like right now, I'm like kind of like whatever kind of a deal. Southampton is the first time I think you see Mamardashvili. I'd be really shocked if he's your Champions League goalie against Madrid, I guess. Maybe against PSV or something like that, but not against Madrid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree. And Alisson hasn't really done anything to be dropped, right? To be fair, the only way he gets dropped is if he gets injured. Because
correct. I don't know. Do you want to give? I mean, you probably want to give a rest, especially when you have all these 3-day games. But isn't Southampton basically next Wednesday?
Yeah. And right? we're still very early on the season talking about goalkeepers resting, right? We just came off. Yeah, we just came off an international break. Fucking hell. And he was literally on the beach against Burnley. He barely had to do anything, right? Like, so basically Burnley was a rest for him.
Yes. I mean, pretty much. Like, he didn't, like, I think they came twice. One of them went over. The other one basically Van Dijk escorted him to the sideline, and that was it. So that was a rest. That's a good point. I mean, did he do anything? Like, should really look at his.
He showed up looking magnificent as always, man.
Yeah,
let me ask you though.
Southampton game.
Let me ask you though. Do you prefer Alisson with longer hair or with his shorter hair when he came in?
Man, who cares?
I'm just making conversation. Come on, it's like the whole shoe thing all over
exactly.
again. Who cares?
Who looked at that?
It's just an aesthetics thing.
Probably short. Probably
Okay,
short. He looks more
yeah, all right,
business.
Chad. I'm asking you the same question. You prefer Allison with his longer, slick back hair, or like the shorter one? Because I
We're
prefer.
really digging for topics over here. Let's make this a poll on YouTube. Like, how do you like
It was
Ali's
kind of like
hair?
back then when I asked Anon, did he like bald Tiago or Tiago with?
I remember that. Mr. Barrow said, I don't think so, man. Nobody will be Burnley. And credit to Burnley for that. I think it will be the most defensive team we'll have seen this entire season.
With Burnley, the whole Burnley thing, I feel like that was just not to be like all psychoanalyst, but that was just trauma for Scott Parker for that nine.
Oh, the 9-0, you think?
For the 9-0. I feel like not to be all psychoanalytical, but that was just some trauma right there. So he was like,
to go full slot smooth for
Allison? Nah,
Yikes.
you're wasting his looks, man. Like, come on.
Yeah, this is a new low for all of us involved. Okay, let's on the way.
What do you mean new low? Come on, like
yeah, I mean, that's as low as the bar is, like we're really doing the limbo over here. But score prediction.
Hey now. Objectively, Allison's a good-looking guy, though. So, like guy to guy, he's a good-looking guy. So
guy to guy, he's a good-looking guy. Yeah, I mean, he's a good-looking dude. I just never have been like, I know what you mean. Sometimes you're like, yeah, this hair looks brutal on him or something like that.
Right.
You know who wants? If Angie could give a haircut to one guy right now, it would be Szoboszlai. Because anytime she sees Szoboszlai, she's like, cut the freaking hair.
It looks fine.
It's kind of all over the place. He has to wear the thing to be able to hold it in place and stuff like that. So yes, Angie's not a fan anyway. The whole chin thing and all that, we've covered this multiple times.
Sorry, we're getting
this is the shit my wife pulls. I know what Ryan means by that, but I think we all know what he means by that. This is the shit my wife pulls. She prefers bearded Ali.
Sorry,
I don't know. I'll ask. I think because you're used to the bearded Ali, when he's like shaving, it looks weird. But I think Ali is probably like me. Like in 1 week, he can just grow it right back because he normally does.
I remember seeing a tweet before where the last time Allison shaved his beard whole, I think we lost 1-0 against Burnley at home during that COVID season, and it started that streak of like 4 home defeats in a row. So let's not have Allison shave his beard just purely for superstitious reasons.
I remember there was this genius in the Liverpool US fan group who said Ali had a bad game because he hadn't even fixed up his hair, and it shows like discipline and professionalism or something like that. I remember him just getting hammered, but he dug in, man. He dug in, and he was like, it shows how seriously he takes the game and stuff like that. And I was like, you have got to be.
I mean, his hair wasn't necessarily fixed like hell in the Champions League final back then, and he won man of the match along with Van Dijk. So I don't know what's that all about.
Yeah, no shit, right? Honestly, the beard thing is weird. I'm still trying to figure out how to use. Dude, hold on. You brought one of like the goats of Liverpool US fan group. That dude was something. But I'm still trying to figure out how to use a beard trimmer thing. It's as sad as that sounds. It's been like 3-4 years probably, right? Like I didn't have this in the beginning when we started this.
The thing is, I'm not looking at your beard, man. Like you're asking me, I'm not really looking at your beard.
I don't know what I'm up here, John.
I'm not looking at your beard that way, man. Like to remember how it was back then. It's kind of like the whole cufflinks thing. I'm not looking at your cufflinks. I'm not looking at your beard, man. Maybe you could ask Angie, right? Like she would probably know, right?
No, because like when I was at like Menards and stuff and the retail life, I had to shave every single freaking day because I get the Mediterranean 5 o'clock shut out by freaking like 2 o'clock. So I had to. So afterwards, and then Angel liked it. I was like, you know what? Yeah. So it's been like that ever since. But I still have watched because it's getting long again. Tomorrow I'm gonna show up. It's gonna be way too short. Like I cannot figure out how to like trim the whole thing. I wish it was like in the computer games when you make your face and you can kind of like move the bar in terms
Yeah,
of like
yeah.
because I wish it was that easy, but
And it's there, and
it's
it's there
not.
permanently. Like it never changes. Like
Yeah, a few more of these. Yeah, I wish I could blame that for that, but there's like a Dara is in the house. Man, you're late. We're
yeah, we're about to close
we're
up. We
about
were just
okay.
all
Score
over the place.
predictions. We'll get Dara's predictions in on as well. Now that everybody's here for on the morning chat. By the way, multiple people watching, several people watching actually. Make sure you hit that like. And then make sure need two things from everybody. One of them is we're trying to still reach our goal. I'll tell you guys right now where we're at as of this recording. As of right now, we're at 1,451.
Oh,
So we
we've
actually
broken.
gained 3 people during the show today. So thanks a lot
Nice.
for that. So whoever jumped in as new, but 49 more people in 13 days. So I need you guys to spread the word there.
Wasn't the stretch goal like to get to 1500 by Thanksgiving? That's too late now. Like we're gonna get there. Sure,
I moved that
Yeah.
up. You must not have gotten the memo in your emails. Check your spam folder. But I moved
email.
it.
My guy talking about email.
I moved that up to the end of September. So please
Hey,
check your
listen,
updated
man.
projections.
When we get to 50K, that's when I feel like we can have channel emails and stuff like that.
Oh,
Right?
okay. I thought
Yeah.
you were gonna make yet another promise that you're trying to wiggle out of afterwards. But everybody knows what I'm talking about. That is the TikTok account that you should follow, share, grab friends, because we are 255 people away from John making a dancing TikTok. And
What
as
is
a
a
favor
what
to
is
you,
even a
John, we
dancing
will only
TikTok?
show it on air on like Wednesday morning or something like that.
What is even a dancing TikTok? Like I am never on TikTok, man. You know, the only reason why I followed TikTok was because so I can follow the account. Is why I have the app. That's it. So I don't even.
Well, then go look at your explore option. You'll see a lot of TikTok dances, and that's what we expect to see over here. So must because of Babe Watch. Oh man, yes. So that's what we want. TikTok, bring it up to 1,000, so we get to see this dance. I don't care how the dance doesn't have to be great, John. It's just a thought that counts. That's all we're after. And then we need a babe on the pod wearing a bikini. You're asking for a bit too much.
Listen,
maybe
Alan.
we'll bring the head of FBI over
Alan,
for like
I'm in charge. I'm in charge of YouTube and the other socials. And let me tell you, our audience is 99% male and 1% female. God bless that 1%.
Yes, it's Angie and Kelly probably.
Right, yeah,
and
it's
Audrey.
It's probably
L'Oreal. So there's like, yeah. To be fair, the audience is growing, so that 1% is not 1% anymore. It's like multiple people and stuff. But score prediction:
1-0. We win.
1-0. I went with 2-1. I'm sticking to it. I'm going with the 2-1 win. But I've been saying it all week. I would not be bummed if it was like a 1-1.
Let me add some spice to it. 1-0 Isak scores.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Isak scores and 85th minute or later.
Who's
just
going
continuing
to
the trend?
Submit out of the chat? I want one volunteer to say, hey, if this prediction comes true, that they will do and submit a TikTok dance that we can play in the morning show over here. If we win 1-0 and Isak scores, there has to be somebody up for it. Maybe all the way from Singapore, perhaps. I don't know. Somebody has to be.
There was a gun already pointing at my head, so you can't fucking ask me to do that shit anymore.
Oh man, yes, 7:45. I couldn't believe it because literally, and I didn't go till like 2:00 or something like that in the morning to beds, and I woke up this morning. There was another 30 people. I was like, oh yeah, this is coming really soon over here. But concede late, but we will dominate. Tony says not with my legs. Come on, man. You're moving around that kitchen, aren't you? So you got to be able to do like a cooking show or something like that. 3 a.m.
Hey, I relate to Mr. Battle Red, man. Same time in the Philippines. Champions League games is around that time frame.
Oh, so really?
I get you, Mr. Battle Red. Believe me, I get you.
I remember like growing up. I mean, the hour difference is not that much for like soccer and stuff, unless it was like a World Cup on the other side of the world and stuff. But you used to get up for like boxing matches. And I did that mistake twice, let's say, during the Tyson era, because I'm not a huge boxing wrestling guy. That's not my thing. But it was Tyson, so it was like, oh, Tyson. I'm like a kid. So Yeah, once I got up a couple of times for like a 15-second fight, I was like, okay, screw this. I'm not waking because that's literally like 3 in the morning and stuff like that. It's like back in Turkey. So yes, I mean, I guess that helps. Like when you wake up in the morning, mind you, 6:30 a.m. For Central Time this weekend for the Everton game. And so that will be 4:30 and stuff like that in California. Dara is gonna have to get up at like in the crack of dawn over there in Arizona and stuff like that, as well as like the boys in Texas. But that'll be it for us today. We'll be back tomorrow morning. John is back with us, right? We'll do an update on TikTok and see where we're at. And Audrey is going to be joining us. So we'll talk about this game. We'll talk about, we'll try choreographing John's dance and the whole works over there. So have a great day, everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Take care.